Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I have another amazing interview today. And without further ado, we're just going to jump right into it. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of let you introduce yourself and we'll get started talking here.
Sure. Hey, my name is Rickard Ekberg. I'm from the band Eleine. I play guitar and I am the other vocalist in Eleine.
All right, well, welcome again. Thank you very much for talking today. We've got a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. Um, I guess, first of all, just for those of you, those of the viewers out there who are not familiar, kind of tell us how the band came together.
Wow. Okay. Well, Madeline and I, we founded and started Eleine because we love metal, man. We love music and we love metal.
Nice. Well,
Nothing
there's
more than that.
no better reason than that. Good, for the
Oh
love of
man.
music. I love
Yeah.
it. Um, so you guys are really busy right now. You've got all kinds of different things going on. You're, if I'm not mistaken, you're ready to launch into a big kind of fall tour.
Yeah, that's
You just
right.
put out an acoustic version of one of your songs, and I'm sure you're working on other new material. So let's go ahead and just get started musically. Let's talk about the last full album that you guys put out. I'm a really big fan of that. Um, I guess if you just want to tell us a little bit about that album and how it came together.
Sure, sure. I mean, so you're talking about Dancing in Hell, which was released in 2020, the big year of the pandemic, the the absolute start of the pandemic. And I can tell you that we actually wrote the album before the pandemic, and we had set the date also before the entire pandemic. Um, and you might ask yourself, why the hell do you release an album when you can't promote it through tours? And we asked ourselves that also. And we came to the conclusion that both we and our fans and potential future listeners need something to look forward to in dire times as a pandemic. So we just went for it. It felt right. And I can tell you it is the best decision we could have made because we know that it sounds corny. It can sound corny if you're outside of this, but we know that we changed some people's train of thoughts, changed some people's lives even. And it's just so beautiful because there's a lot of empowerment within our music. It's not like about dragons and purple skies and whatnot. It's actual, you know what I mean? It's not shit. It has deeper meaning. But at the same time, it's also kick-ass metal. So sometimes you need that, and sometimes you need something else. You need something deeper, and it's there.
Well, I think the way you said it for me is a perfect description of this album. I found it to be very beautiful, but then it also was very metal at the same time. And that is such a great combo when it comes together because you're right. There are a lot of bands out there right now that are, kind of zeroing in on a certain style.
Yeah.
Um, eh, and I think you know what I'm talking about there.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
but this for me has just something different, something, I don't know, more grand about it, I think, and just musically, vocally, everything there. Um, so the songwriting process for that album, is it something where we came up with these kind of personal, deep lyrics first, or were you working off of like riffs and things like that? How did that all kind of?
Good question, man. Really, really good question. The thing is that Madeline and I, we are the songwriters of Elaine also, and the lyric writers. And the thing that we do is we always, or like 99.9%, we start with the music. And, it's just some melody here or a gnarly riff over there, or I create some passage within the keys and orchestral arrangement thingy doodles, but it always starts with the music 99.9%. And the thing is that we always do what feels right, and we need to feel the music. We need others to feel the music also, and therein is also the answer to what the song will be about, because we feel it when we create it. and then we write the lyrics after that. And we've been through a lot of stuff, both Madeline and myself, on our separate ways and also together. And we always write about what we see, what we feel, and what we know. So that is basically it. We're staying true. I think that would be the actual like definition, to stay true to what you are, regardless of what that is. And other people will connect. Other people will gain something from that, and that is the main purpose, to empower and encourage and make it easier or whatever, have someone to lean on, as the entire like Eleine Legion does to themselves right now. We have an Eleine Patreon, and it's just that community. I mean, it is one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. If I could go back in time and tell like teenage Rickard that there would be people that A, like your music, and B, support you and each other. It's just so damn beautiful, man.
Good. Well, I love what you're saying about, this feeling in the music and how real it is, because, I'm not going to call out any band specifically, but I feel like there are bands out there that come out and say, I'm just going to play as heavy as possible. I'm going to throw some growls in there and we're going to make a record, or let's put, a bunch of synths out there or something like that. And then sometimes that emotion or that kind of realness to it is lost, I think.
Definitely, definitely. It's all about using your voice and finding your voice. I mean, we all start somewhere, and some continue at that starting point throughout their entire career, or what if career. And I mean, I believe it's always been like that. And I can tell you that during the pandemic, it was super hard, man. I felt that I lost my voice within music, but luckily we found it again, of course. But yeah, some are stuck in that mentality, as you said. Uh, it has to be like this. It needs to be like that because this is what people want. Let me tell you one thing: people do not know what they want until they hear it. That is the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it. That is the beauty of new movies, new TV series, new. I don't read books, but books, and new music.
I think that's a great way to put it too. People kind of get started and get stuck at the start, and that's where they really great way to put it. I've never heard it that way before.
Oh,
Um,
thanks.
so before we get into anything new, kind of moving forward, I want to talk about musically where you came from. What were your influences? What were you jamming out to as a kid? That kind of stuff.
Well, I mean, I love all types of music. Like throughout the board, good music is good music, regardless if it's super pop music or classical music or really dark and really heavy music. Good music is good music. And I grew up listening to 50s and 60s music. And in my teens, of course, being born in 1985, I listened to Nirvana, of course, and gradually grew into metal from there, uh, old school metal and also a bit newer metal. I'm a lot. I like thrash a lot. I really do, and also of course Dimmu Borgir. I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't? Savage Messiah, of course. I speak with their bass player every now and then. Yes, yes. I know that Madeline, she really, really loves black metal and stuff like that. Really, really went into that in her teens. And before that, she listened to a lot of Queen, actually.
Wow, I love Queen.
Me
I
too.
have no problem with that progressive edge to any kind of music. I like that a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, you're speaking my language there. I'm a big thrash fan myself, actually.
Wow.
So cool to hear that.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, Savage Messiah. Dave was actually the second interview I ever did on this channel 5 or so years ago.
Oh,
Uh,
cool, man.
so that was really cool. Yeah. Um, so it sounds like a lot of diverse background there, heading into kind of the making of your band.
Hmm.
Um, so let's move forward a little bit then. So many things I want to talk about here, but you guys have some really cool videos.
Okay.
And then from everybody I've talked to, it's kind of a love-hate thing. You love the creativity and the kind of cinematic, but it's such hard work. And I think people out there don't understand that.
Mm.
But tell me a little bit about making the videos. Is that something you love to do, or is it like a labor of love?
It's as you say, it's a love-hate relationship, and like many do not know that we create our own music videos, and we do it as good as we can with what we got. And I can tell you that the music video for Enemies, it's up to, I believe, 4.5 million views, and that's just bonkers to me. We used a little tiny camera, like a little itty bitty camera. It's not bigger than this and this thick, and just 4.5 million views. And you can use the most expensive camera and have 2 views. You know what I mean? It's just so much work and so much thought into it, with the recording of it all, the putting it together, the editing. Holy shit. I mean, it's just so very much, but it is fun, yes, but it is very stressful. And we're expanding. We're looking towards others to at least help us with some processes along the way, like maintaining the camera and stuff like that. In most videos, I'm sorry, here comes a cat. I believe she will come into frame right there. There she is. Hey. Oh, there she goes. Okay. What was that saying? Yeah, yeah, that's right. Some like, if I am in shot, it is Madeline filming. And whenever I'm not in shot, that is me filming. Like every damn time. So in the music video Enemy, specifically that one, there's not one single shot that Madeline and I are in the same shot or in the same frame, which is kind of fun when you think about it.
It's the
So yeah,
magic of filmmaking, right?
yeah, it's super magic.
Well, I mean, I don't think probably anybody out there, unless they do the same exact thing themselves, you wouldn't really know that. I mean, everything still looks big and professional.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Um, so 2020, I see a little party crasher there.
Yeah, as
Um,
usual.
I think, honestly, that's probably not the first musician's cat that has been in one of my interviews. So no big
Good.
deal there. Um, so 2020 was the last release, officially album wise, anyway.
Yeah.
Um, and I know that just recently you put out an acoustic version of, was that Enemies?
Mm-hmm. And
Um,
before that, All Shall Burn also.
oh, that's right. And so I know that you guys get a little creative working out some of your previous released songs. Is there a reason that you like to do that? Is it just something you wanted to try to see how it would sound, or do you really feel like that song had some potential that way?
Oh, definitely not. This is only because of a big tour coming up this fall with Sonata Arctica. And the thing is that it was supposed to take place in 2021. And we got the offer. So it basically like this. I'm paraphrasing, but kind of like this. Hey, you want this tour with We Are Sonata Arctica? You are Eleine? Yes, we are Eleine and you're Sonata Arctica. Let's do this. And we hung up and we were like, holy shit, now we got to rearrange a couple of songs because we had never done that before, never thought about it really, and just went for it, doing what feels right. And I like to take on challenges, and so does Madeline. So we just went for it and we were very confident in taking the offer. Of course, we wouldn't have taken the offer if we thought we would never be able to do it. But then it got postponed, and we had rearranged a couple of tracks, and we were like, we should make something bigger with this. And that ended up with us recording a total of 8 tracks for an acoustic in between albums release. And all is because of and thanks to the tour we have with Sonata Arctica.
Wow, that's an interesting way to put out music there.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it's all about adapting to what comes your way, and you have to jump on those opportunities when they come up. Um, So a couple of years ago, I don't remember, it was 2019 or so, All Shall Burn. Is that sound about right? 2019,
Yeah, yeah, that
like
sounds
that.
about right.
Actually, I reviewed that and I think something else around that time. Do you have any kind of intention moving forward of doing a couple more EP style of things like that, or are you going to just kind of work on a next full album from here?
Well, I mean, from here, I can tell you that you won't have to wait all too long for something new to come out. But also that, I mean, we do like the EPs. I mean, it's very interesting, and you can actually try some stuff out. For the EP All Shall Burn, we did the cover of Mein Herz brennt, and that was very fun and very appreciated song also when we play it live and also on our streaming services. So that's very nice. Um, and it's always good to have that extra experimental thing going on with the EPs, and it's a good thing to stay relevant also.
And that's you singing on that track, right?
That is I, yes, and Madeline.
Is I just kind of jumping around here, but is singing something that you had done since the beginning, or is that something you kind of added to your musical repertoire going
Uh,
forward?
are we counting growling as singing?
Whichever came first.
Then yes, I've been singing from the start.
Okay.
But I can tell you that the first time ever that I growled was on the first album, and specifically on the song Land Beyond Sanity. That was the first time ever I growled, and I did it right into a microphone and print. So that was fun. Uh, but before that, yes, I had been singing and stuff like that, but nowhere near as good or as long as Madeline has sung at a professional level. I mean, she has been taking singing lessons since she was 8. I could barely spell singing lessons when I was 15, and she just is so damn talented and so damn professional and good. I mean, it's mind blowing how she nails it every time, like live, of course, and also in the studio. We do not like um, to polish. We do not like melodyne, which is a slightly lesser form of autotune. That is more known within the public. We do not like those stuff at all. Sometimes, as an effect, yes, to save something that was otherwise super duper, and this little tiny part was bad. Maybe yeah, okay, sure, but not to use it to make it. You know what I mean? Um, if you can't sing, learn how to sing. That is basically it.
I so I mean I like all styles of metal, a lot of different
Hmm.
type of vocals, but when it comes right back to
Yeah.
it, I love a band that can sing. For
Hmm.
me, some of those harsher vocals are great sometimes. Thrash style stuff is great sometimes, but it always gets me when somebody can really just sing.
Oh
And so
yeah,
I appreciate,
definitely. Yeah.
both of you. I appreciate that. That was, a great job singing on that song. And then, of
Thank you.
course, Madeline. I was going to ask you if she had vocal training because she sounds
Oh yeah.
very polished when she sings. Yes.
Super polished. I mean, it is it is weird when you hear her sing like that. It's just so on spot every damn time. And she's like, "Oh no, I want to redo that." And I was like, "What?" I have very good ear also. I was like, yeah, I can't really, but it's incredible to see and experience. It really is. Yeah, actually, I'm the one that sings all of the male clean parts on all of our tracks also. So yeah, I mean, uh, growling and stuff like that, I do that, but we use it more as an effect. All songs do not need growl. All songs can have growl, but you gotta pick and choose. If it feels right, it feels right. If it doesn't, leave it out.
I love that you made that point. That's actually something I've said in one or two album reviews lately of other bands.
Yeah.
I love growling when it fits, but
Mhm.
I heard parts of different albums where I was like, gee, I really wish they would have just done clean vocals there on that chorus. I feel like that would have made it for me. So yeah, being very smart with not just vocals, but drums. I don't want to hear blast beats the whole way through
Mm.
albums, and you pick your points. And I think that shows the level of musicianship that's actually in the band.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. I mean, to a point, I can agree. Of course, it's you got to serve the song. That is basically it. I mean, that is what we both, Madeline and I, feel. It has to feel right. You need to stay true to yourself. And I agree. Some just throw it in there because they think that people want that, and that's when you get back to that starting point that we talked about earlier, and you're just stuck there with trying to please someone else instead of just doing what feels good.
Yeah. So you teased us a little bit there, saying that we're not going to have to wait too long for some new music. Any other little teaser you can give us on that?
Nah, you're just gonna get that little tickle.
All
Coochie
right,
coochie.
fair enough. Any
Yeah.
estimated release next year, springtime, something like that?
Can't say much, but I
Ah,
can say that you got to keep your eye on our social media. And hey, if you follow the Patreon, I mean, we tell a lot of secrets on Patreon.
all right, everybody. If you want secrets, head over to Patreon. Plus, you're going to be supporting a great band that way too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Um, All right, so let's talk then a little bit about touring, or a lot about touring if you want to talk a lot about it. You
Sure.
guys are out there quite a bit. Um, Tell me what kind of summer you had.
Well, this summer it started with festivals once again, and that was very nice. And it was the we were actually booked for Sweden Rock Festival in 2020, and yeah, we all know that year, and it got postponed and postponed again. And finally, we were there, and it was the first time we used pyrotechnics, which was very very fun. I mean, we love fire, of course. Who doesn't? And it's very very good summer overall, I would say, and very very excited for this fall's tour with Sonata Arctica. Of course, although it being acoustic, but it will be metal, but with acoustic.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
So, do you love the kind of the big grand festival stage? Do you like smaller stages? Do you like both mixed up a little bit?
Both have their allure, both have their positives and negatives. Of course, it's always great to be on a big stage. It's always great to have that massive pump. But there's something special with slightly smaller venues. With like these club kind of feel. It's like low roof, hot, and just blasting metal, and people enjoying the shit out of it. It is beautiful. It really is.
Do you find, I'm sure that you guys get to connect with fans a little bit more at the smaller shows. Um,
Well, yeah, I mean, of course, since it's a lot closer, but I can tell you that the Elaine Legion is so much more powerful than we ourselves thought. That became apparent at Sweden Rock Festival. It is Sweden's biggest metal and rock festival. It was just so beautiful to go out on that stage. The stage was, it's not one of the it's not one of the smaller stages, it's not one of the bigger stages. It's somewhere in between. And we went out there and it was just chock full of people just watching, like estimating around 10 to 15,000. It mind-blowingly beautiful, and everyone was just on it, enjoying the show, and also being able to connect with the audience there, because we don't only like go up on stage, play our thing, go down. We have a show, we have a presence, we are there for them and with them, and they are there with us. So that's very very beautiful to be able to communicate with such a large audience, like joke around and not stepping outside of the show and entertainment feeling, so it becomes cringe but still entertaining. And doing that also at smaller venues, I feel that it for us it feels kind of the same interaction doing that, and that is just awesome. That is an awesome feeling.
Do you, so in your interactions with fans, I guess specifically after shows, do you find
Hmm.
you're getting folks coming up and saying, wow, I've never really heard you guys before. That really blew me away, kind of thing? Because I know, especially at festivals, people might be there to see another band and they get you by, fortunate accident, right? So,
Definitely. Definitely. That happens like uh, every time, I would say, and it's always such a nice thing when that happens. It's just like as you say, they come up to us and say at the meet and greet. We try to have meet and greets at every show where it's possible, and they say, "Never heard you before, loved it. Where can I get more of this?" And it's just so beautiful to see someone like find something new, find something new to all right, I got this path now to go on. And it's just very, very nice to know that you're able to still reach people, because both Madeline and I feel that people like close themselves more and more with all with internet and social media and stuff like that. So it's very, very beautiful. They come out and they tell you this. They take the opportunity to tell the actual artist that, hey, I appreciate you and you were fantastic, that was great. I mean, I would say just as much, or sometimes even more, we appreciate them, because it's such a weird feeling, because there are so many years that you try and try and try and try. No one wants to listen to you. No one gives a shit. No one even throws you a dime, and then all of a sudden, people come up to you and say, "That moved me," and that is priceless.
well, and not every band gets the same kind of response. Um, Luckily, I think for you guys, the level of musicianship, um, some people, the records and the live shows don't match up that well. You either get albums that are amazing and bands that can't sing live, or bands that blow you away live, and you go back and get the album and you're like, I'd rather see them live.
Yeah.
Uh, but I think you guys have a really nice balance there, it seems. So nobody's going to be disappointed either way.
Thank you very, very much. That is actually what we aim for, and that really reflects on what I said earlier. That neither Madeline and I we don't enjoy this over polishing, and like you can make it sound super duper fantastic on the recording, and then when you go live, it's like farting into a microphone, and that is not the main goal here. The main goal here is to, like, what you hear on the album, that is what you will hear live. If not exactly, then better. That is the main thought. That is the main goal. And thank you very much for saying that.
Yes, definitely. Um, I guess really only maybe one more question here before I get you out of here. Actually, two quick questions. Number one,
Sure.
what are you listening to right now? Like if we took a look at your streaming or your CD player or whatever you're doing, what are you listening to right now?
Oh man, the thing is that I don't listen to a lot of music. I really don't. But I do have a gym list that I use sometimes, and I always hear Madeline blasting black metal. I hear her blasting hate a lot, like behind me in the studio. Uh, and I don't know, man. Sometimes when I wanna hunker down, I listen to a lot of like Metallica and yeah, just like good music overall. It doesn't really have a genre as such, but of course, mainly within metal, since I use it a lot for working out. So I'm on a Mart, Dimmu Borgir, Arch Enemy, and stuff like that.
Nice.
And Madeline blasting all black metal in the world.
Is she going like all the way back to Venom, or is she more of the newer
Oh,
stuff?
she loves like old and new black metal, and also heavy stuff overall. She does listen to a lot of how do you say, world music, atmospheric stuff like that. Both Madeline and I, we really, really enjoy film scores and scores within video games, and that really goes into our creating process. Also, as I said, we are the songwriters and lyric writers, and also the producers of Eleine and everything that comes out from Eleine. And I personally feel that we succeeded in making something that you can't really put your finger on, since it has many different influences, yet it's not, what is the word? Spretigt is the word in Swedish. It's not, it's streamlined, but not streamlined. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like not fractured or not I
Yeah.
don't know. Yeah.
It's not frizzy. It's not
Yes.
frizzy. Yeah.
Well, we didn't actually talk about it when we were talking about the album, but when you mentioned kind of world music, that reminded me of at least one of the songs, I believe on Dancing in Hell, where there's almost like this like Middle Eastern vibe
Mhm.
to Madeline's voice
Oh yeah.
in a little bit of the songs. You know what I don't know if I'm explaining it clearly, but
Oh yes, definitely. I'm just gonna check so that nothing is occupying the Wi-Fi. Hang on, just a little bit.
sure.
All right. No, it's good. It's good. Um, so yeah, exactly. We really enjoy the Oriental vibes and the way it makes us feel. And Madeline is so talented within just coming up with those how do you croons things. It's beautiful. We use it every now and then, wherever it feels right. We have it in Enemies, we have it in All Shall Burn, we have it in a bunch of tracks. I mean, it's always there.
Okay, so definitely the last question now. I seem to
Sure.
talk myself in circles after I say it's going to be the last question. Um,
No,
is there a question that I did not ask you today that you really wanted to answer?
holy shit. I don't know, man. No idea.
Okay.
I think we covered it. We got an acoustic release coming up. Have we talked about that? I don't think so.
I think you briefly mentioned, but let's go ahead and hear about it one more time then.
Sure thing, man. Acoustic in Hell. We're calling this acoustic release, releasing on October 14th through our new record label, Atomic Fire. And very, very happy to be there. We feel at home. And it's such a cool thing to be a part of a new label that has such big artists, and just being a part of that growth process. It's very, very nice. And they are so damn nice people, also. And this release, Acoustic in Hell, 8 tracks, acoustic versions of our songs throughout our discography. It's just it's acoustic in our way, and we've heard that. Oh wow, that's a very interesting take on acoustics. Have you studied acoustics music to learn how to make acoustic? And we're like, no, we have our songs and we made them acoustic, the way we feel they should be acoustic, metal.
Right. I liked when you said that earlier. You said it's acoustic, but it's metal. And I
Yeah.
think I think that's very intriguing. So is that release does that kind of match up with the start of this acoustic based tour that you're going to be on?
Oh yeah, definitely. The tour starts October 20th, and the release is October 14th. So it's going to be a nice little overlapping. People are going to be, yay, acoustic release, and then out on tour, and they're going to be like, yay, metal acoustic.
Nice. Any
Yeah.
plans to get to the US to tour in the future?
I mean, we have major plans. Stuff, stuff is moving. Stuff is moving. I can tell you that. We're working hard on it. We really want to come over to the U.S. Of course, to meet all of the fans and also explore the U.S. We've never been. Neither Madeline nor I.
Well, I would be very excited to see you guys over here at some point myself.
Oh
Um,
yeah, definitely. If we're anywhere near where you are, Steve, come right on up and say hi.
I will. I'll be on the lookout for that for sure. Well, I've run out of questions. I think we covered everything pretty well. Again, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me here. Um,
Definitely. Thank you.
let Madeline know we all said hi out there.
Oh
And
yes, I will. And she also says hi to you, actually. She's sorry she couldn't be here today, and she says hi.
great. Well, if we get a chance to catch up in the future on another interview to talk about some things, maybe she'll be along for the ride. But you had your cat here, so you were not alone.
I was not alone. I had Diesel. Yeah.
Diesel, nice. All right, everybody out there, definitely go check out everything Eleine. If you can go catch them on tour, do that. Definitely check out all the music, and there is a variety of music you can go find, whether it's Dancing in Hell or whether it's the acoustic album coming out. Any of it, go check it out. It's brilliant. I'm sure you will enjoy it. Rickard, thanks again for being here, and we will be in touch soon.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Thank you very much.
All right.